So tell me a little bit about what that first meeting was like. That first day that you decided to open up a roofing company.
Well, it was one of those things where we, a buddy of mine and I decided that, given his corporate sales experience and my industry knowledge and the connections that I made through working for another roofing company, we kind of felt like it was a good mix for both of us to get together and start looking at the opportunity to open our own roofing company. And we sat down one day, we were sitting there watching the Aggie game and started working on some details and things like that. And within 2 weeks, we were trying to establish ourselves. He and I and actually another former third partner were sitting at a Chase Bank on the east side of Houston. And I had pulled out a $100 bill out of the ATM machine as the initial down payment or not down payment, I guess the initial deposit into our checking account to try to get the financial stuff and everything started to pull together. And within 2 months, that was November of 2019. Within, I guess, 3 months it took us before we actually had our first sale. Selling it for a very good price for the homeowner, but it also helped us launch our way into where we are now.
So that was 2019, November, and we all know what happened in 2020.
Yeah.
So your business started November of 2019.
Mm-hmm.
So those first 3 years were definitely challenging and painful. What was that like, going through the first 3 years during COVID as a new business?
Well, the whole idea was kind of a leap of faith. It was one of those things where, the whole adage that says, that's how you make yourself great. You never know what's going to happen until you just, let it hang and go. Whenever COVID hit, I will say it was very stressful. I was lucky to have a full-time job where I was able to make some money, make a salary job, and the roofing was being built on the side. We were working, nights, weekends. I was taking off work so I could go do inspections on different houses and stuff like that. And whenever we were going through COVID, thank God we were considered essential through that whole process, because had we not been essential, we would not have been allowed to go out and interact with the community. So, but the first year was probably the most stressful year. The group that I was working with out of Victoria, it was a salary job, and the COVID effect really had a major impact on it. And the program that I was leading actually got shut down in February of 21. And it was at that time where the real leap of faith happened, and we had the financial backing to make it happen, where I could actually go into roofing full time. So I went from a part-time gig that was just on evenings and weekends and stuff that we were doing kind of on the side, to my full-blown job where I was earning a salary through the company. So working our way through the pains of COVID was probably the most stressful time of my life, because I wasn't too sure what this leap of faith was going to bring us or where it was going to take us. And as time has gone on and the world's come back to a sense of normalcy, it's actually become it's become a very good situation for us.
So you're talking about leap of faith. We all know that you're a former football coach. You coached for 18 years, if I remember you telling me right. So taking that leap of faith out of education into an industry that you were not as familiar with, and having to learn those things, and taking that leap of faith with money and income and salary, how long was it before the time that you started the company until that first real paycheck to you came?
The first real true paycheck that we felt like we had plateaued and made our mark and gotten over the growing pains and everything, it probably took at least I would say 2.5 years, 2.5, maybe even closer to 3 years before we really felt like we were making some progress. There was a big financial commitment up front that you had to get involved with. I mean, a personal financial commitment, but also a company financial, commitment. It was going out and finding lines of credit with distribution centers. It was finding crews that you trusted. It was, trying to find the right path and not make every mistake that just gets thrown at you along the way. I mean, when I say that we as a company made every mistake early on that was possible financially, I really mean it. We got preyed upon by predators out there.
So those first 3 years, taking that leap of faith and getting to that point where you felt like you've made your mark and you've taken that first paycheck and you felt like you've done something good. So now that brings us to the last 2 years, because we're celebrating 5 years in business. Today, 5 years in business. So the last 2 years have looked a lot different than the 3 prior.
Quite a bit.
Tell me a little bit about what that has looked like in compared to the first 3.
Well, it takes a while to kind of find your niche and try to figure out how the industry is going to treat you and how you're going to treat the industry. It's not a very forgiving industry. It's one of those things where you play with pricing. You play with different subs. You play with different industries. Do you stick with the roofing? Do you go more interior work? And the truth be told, once we found out what the sweet spot was in the industry and how to maintain and actually gain profitability for the company overall, and really try to put money back into the company that wasn't costing you money. Once we found that niche, it really started to pay off. We found out what the sweet spot was. It's not even so much the money side of it, it's sales tactics, okay? It's being able to communicate with customers. It's being able to market yourself as a contractor, to sell yourself as a contractor, and not only for the product that you're selling, but also yourself as a trustworthy person. I've said it before and I'll say it again. We're in an industry that is very unforgiving, and if a mistake is made, it could cost you your entire business, especially a small business like ours. Like I said, being able to find our niche and being able to hone in on the things that we know work, and the products that work, and the products that we believe in, with the warranties that back it all up. That's really been the biggest learning curve of all, is learning how to promote products and talk about loyalty with distribution centers, because loyalty with distribution centers goes a long way. You get better pricing, which means you can offer better pricing. And at the end of the day, that's the one thing that the last 2 years have really brought us as a company, was understanding that there is a sweet spot. There really truly is a sweet spot where not only we as a company can make money, but also we can help customers save money, and they can get a high quality product at a decent price, and they're getting the highest quality of workmanship possible. And it just took the last 2 years to really, or took the first 3 years of learning and trial and error to get to the point where we finally understood truly how to make this business run well.
So you talk about, earning that trust and building those relationships. And I know that part of the business in the last 2 years, we've developed the slogan and the hashtag, Trust the Shield. And tell me what that means to you and what you've done over the last 5 years as you've developed this country, and as you've developed into this hashtag and this motto and this loyalty that you have to trust the shield.
Well, this is something that just really kind of came on within the last year or so. This is something that we never really put much thought into. It just kind of fell into place at one day, to be honest with you. The comparison I make is, you have Mattress Mac, he really will save you money, well, in the roofing world, you think about, a roof is the shield that protects you from the elements. It's the true shield. It's the top layer of your house that protects you from the outer elements. And we are American Shield. So we want to be that group, that company that provides you with the best quality roofing that you could possibly have for the best price. And you got to believe in what we're doing, that we're going to do it right. There are no corners cut. Okay, there's no shortchanging or chinching on something just so we can save $100 or $50 or $25. It doesn't matter. You got to trust. You got to believe in the contractor that you have doing the work on your house, whether it's roofing or plumbing or whatever it may be. Us as American Shield, we want people to know that they can trust the Shield, because we're not going to cut corners. Okay, we're going to give you the best quality service that we possibly can. Okay, at the best possible rate that we possibly can offer. We're never going to be the cheapest one on the market. I'm telling you right now, we will never be the cheapest one. But I guarantee you'll have the highest quality service that you've seen in a roof that you've ever been through a roof replacement at all. I can guarantee you that we will provide you with the very best possible service with the best products available. Okay, and that's where Trust the Shield really comes into play.
So looking at the last 5 years, a lot of things have changed. November 2019, you started off the business with 3 partners. Mm-hmm. January 2024, there were 2. Mm-hmm. Today, you are the sole owner of American Shield Roofing, and you're now developing new sales representatives. You have a director of sales. Give us an idea of what the next year looks like for American Shield Roofing, what the next 3 and 5 years look like.
Considering a 1-year plan, where do I want to be this time next year? This year in 24, we've hired a director of sales, and I've already hired one other young man who is going to be a sales associate for us. This time next year, I would like to have a team of at least 5 to 7 people who are working underneath the director of sales, a group of people who are anxious and people who are they're curious to get going in the industry. I'm really setting some goals personally for myself as to go out and find these people. The one thing I'm working on right now is we've got a young man who's working for us, just hired him on, and we want to help this guy improve his situation financially so he can move his family into a house that they own. That's my goal, is to help families and help young people who are in a situation where they may not have an idea where their future's going to be. Maybe they've got a niche for roofing. Maybe they've got a niche for sales. Maybe they've got a niche for marketing. It doesn't really matter. I mean, my plan is to help this company grow to the point where we've got at least 5 to 7 guys, or 5 to 7 people, okay, 5 to 7 sales associates underneath our director of sales this time next year who are eager to learn and eager to make a difference and help people make their lives better.
5 years. Do you ever think you'd make it?
The old adage is if you can make it 5 years in business, if you can somehow manage the rough seas for 5 years, then you're probably going to make it. It was a leap of faith. It was a leap of faith in 2019. Something I never thought I would have the courage to do. But now that we're in a situation where we know that we have growth potential, we've got all the systems in place to get through the next 5 years. It's very promising. I'm very happy with where we're at. We're definitely looking to make some good moves in the next 5 years. 5-year plan. I've told you before. I mean, I just turned 48 last week. Okay, at age 55, the last thing I want to be doing is crawling on roofs. So that's priority number 1, is making sure we can get through 2029. Where John is no longer crawling on roofs at age 54 or 53, whatever it's going to be. But that's the good 5-year plan right there.
All right, well, congratulations. Let me just tell you, I'm very, very proud of you.
Thank you.
And it's been an honor to watch you in the journey these last couple of years as you developed this company into the amazing company it is, and bringing it to all of the homeowners that have trusted you and have trusted the Shield.
Like I tell everybody all the time whenever I go live is, go outside today, okay? Everybody, go outside today. Take a look at your roof. All right, take 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 2 minutes, whatever. Look at your roof and see if there's anything up there that really is concerning to you. It could be a missing shingle. It could be a color spot. It could be a tree rub, okay? It could be, it could be a dead squirrel. You never know, okay? Whatever it may be, if there's something going on with your roof that concerns you, please give us a call. At the end of the day, we want to make sure our customers are happy and that you're satisfied, okay? If you've got a problem going on with your roof, give me a call. My cell phone number is 832-452-1116. The company line is 361-343-7018. Or you can look us up on the web, www.AmericanShieldRoofing.com. So check us out on the web. If you have any questions, give us a call. And like we say always, trust the Shield.